If your business has stopped growing, I'm going to tell you something that's going to sound strange coming from a marketing guy. It's probably not your marketing. Really? You've rewritten the headlines, I know. You've tweaked your funnels, I know. You've tried every new platform that everyone said was going to change everything. And for a while, maybe it moved the needle. I mean, it changed things just a little bit, but not enough. And it didn't stick. I've watched good people do this for over 30 years, and nearly every time, the real thing holding them back was never on the screen. It was not the technology, it wasn't the strategies, it wasn't the funnel, it wasn't the words. It was somewhere they never thought to look. Stay with me, because once you see it, you're not going to be able to unsee it. Hey, I'm Robert Imbriali. Just in case you don't know me yet, I've been in the marketing business a very long time. Actually, one of the very few who have been selling online since 1989. And I've worked with a lot of entrepreneurs over the years, and I see the same pattern again and again. We all go chasing the next shiny object, right? What's the new piece of software? Oh, now it's AI, right? We have to use AI in our business. All of these things are great. I'm going to tell you, it's not that they're bad. They all have their place. The challenge is, if we don't show up the best we know how, none of these things are going to work. And I have a garage full of manuals and binders and CDs and DVDs and VHS tapes, even cassette tapes, right? Have they helped? A little bit, for a little while. But they never really solved the problem. The challenge is we keep getting more and more of these things. We keep acquiring. People, collect ebooks or collect software. I see it all the time. But it doesn't change what they really want to change. They really want to become more successful. They want more sales. They want easier lifestyle. And rarely do people get there. I got frustrated over the years teaching all this internet marketing stuff, all the strategies, everything. And after looking at people's results, one here, one there, really not satisfying. I have to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, what's really going on here? Because the cycle will burn you out. Over time, you're just not going to be able to continue, and you're going to look for something else. So marketing works best. And I know people aren't going to tell you this, because when they sell a course, they're selling a tactic, they're selling a strategy, they're selling software. Marketing works best when you are able to get out of your own way. Now, that sounds strange. Again, what is that? What do you mean get out of my own way? I'm not in my own way. I really want this to work. I know. But for all of us, there's something going on behind us. Your level of success is going to depend on the quality of your psychology. The beliefs you've picked up over time, the beliefs about yourself, the beliefs about the market, the beliefs about what you're capable of or what you deserve, right? All of these things play a role. And what ends up happening is they end up creating what I call the invisible ceiling. When you hit that invisible ceiling, you don't know why you can't go for it. It's invisible. You can't see it. It takes somebody outside of you to be able to see it. Look, I had a client many years ago, and he's a guy running a small business. And I came into his store one day, and he had kicked the trash can clear across the store. Garbage everywhere. That wasn't dirty garbage. It was mostly paper and stuff, but still, he was so angry. He started to hate on his customers. He bought into this business thinking it'd be a great thing, but he hated it. It was worse than a 9-to-5 job. He owned it. He was responsible for employees and rent and all the expenses, and he hated the business. So I calmed him down, and I went behind the counter while the customers are. I went behind there, and I walked into his office, and I hadn't been in there before. And what I saw was a wall plastered in pictures of skiing. The mountains, the sunshine, the snow, the powder, the ski gear, photos everywhere. And I said, what's all this about? He said, oh, I love skiing. Every time I can, I get away, I go skiing. Calmed him right down when he went into that space. I saw his physiology changed when he started to talk about skiing. I thought, this is really cool. I said, tell me more. I said, if I could do it, I would sell this business in a heartbeat, and I would be on the slopes every day throughout ski season. I said, well, why can't you? And he goes, well, I can't because yada, 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 all the excuses, right? He's trapped, he can't, all of this stuff. And I said, well, what if there was a way? What if there were a way that you could do that? And in my mind, I'd already figured out 2 or 3 different business programs or different formats that he could use to be able to ski throughout ski season without having to pay for it and actually convert it into a business where he would make money. So I sat down, had a conversation with him, and he just lit up. And what we found was the only reason he was stuck in this business is because he believed there was no way out. So all I did was shine a little light, and within 6 months, that business was on the market, and he had gone off and he was doing work in the skiing industry, something he was really passionate about. Now, for me, I got to tell you something. If I had somebody who could coach me many, many years back when I first got started, I was in this same cycle, felt trapped. I was working for other people I didn't like to work. I was taking on projects I didn't enjoy. I was doing a lot of things I didn't think I could do. I was trapped in this constant cycle of, it'll be better next time. It'll be better next time. But it never was. It's always the same thing. If I could have had the clarity I have today, back then, I would have been a lot more successful a lot sooner in life. And I got to tell you, I ask this of everyone I work with. What's the one thing that, if provided right now, would make all the difference in your business? They don't even think about it. What do you mean? What's the one thing that, if you had your hands on it right now, would make all the difference to you? Right? Think about that for a minute. In your own business, what's missing? Well, for me, it was simple. It was clarity. I was hitting my own glass ceiling and I didn't even know it. It wasn't until I started to work with coaches and they helped me see where I was going wrong, where I was hitting that glass ceiling. I could go to a certain point and all of a sudden I didn't feel comfortable anymore. And then you hear the word self-sabotage, and I wouldn't go any higher. And I was, I'll start something new. That didn't work. And every time, it was almost the exact amount of time that I was in a new project that I would hit that same ceiling again and again. I got tired of it. So what was missing for me is clarity. If I had that clarity, it would change everything for me. So over the past decade or so, I've been working with entrepreneurs, specifically helping them to uncover what their glass ceiling is and helping them break through it so it no longer stops them. I've got a program I call the Renegade Edge. It is a 4-hour live workshop. And in that 4-hour workshop, we shine a light on you, not on me. And we help you see what it is that's been holding you back and then give you strategies to break through it. So you no longer have to be victimized by your own personal glass ceiling. In other words, you're going to learn how to get out of your own way and you could let the business grow and thrive the way it should. The link is in the description if you're interested in that. And I'm going to give you one more piece of information I think is really cool. Your psychology is important for running the business, and understanding the psychology of the customer is equally as important. What is it that motivates them to buy? What is it that makes them say, I have to have the product or service you're offering? What is it? Once you understand that, changes all of your marketing, changes the way you approach your business, changes everything. And you're going to see a lot more success a lot quicker. Go watch the other videos now, and I look forward to seeing you again real soon. Thanks for watching.